Okay, hi. My name's Aaron Stahl. I'm submitting this video testimonial from Melvin Ram. He's done some work for me over the last couple of years, and it's been absolutely excellent. In fact, it was so great to the point where I felt compelled to send Melvin a video testimonial. So this is completely unsolicited. I told him I wanted to do it, and I felt that his services warranted it. I'm the owner of a website called jobshadow.com. I've got some pretty extensive experience in outsourcing web programming, web design. I don't have any coding skills myself, so many of you watching this video can probably relate. Learning how to code and design is practically its own. It's like learning Chinese or another language. It takes a lot of skill, and I came to the point where I realized that my skills were more business oriented and bringing people together that had those skills. So I've had a lot of experience outsourcing stuff. I think I've outsourced almost $20,000 worth of work. Which isn't a whole lot, but it can get you pretty far if you do it right. Had I met Melvin earlier, that 20,000 might be half that. He saved me quite a bit of money, and he showed me a lot of things that I didn't know. That's what I'm going to talk to you guys about. There's going to be a lot of things when you're outsourcing web design and web programming that Melvin is going to be able to help you learn and know about. That's going to save you a lot of money and time. There's a lot of features and stuff that you might want on a website that some other designers and programmers may not tell you that it's readily available, open source, or free. Melvin's only going to get paid for the work that he does. He and his people are very honest, and they definitely have a long-term view of how they treat their customers, and that's something you don't always find on the internet. A lot of the internet contractors and resources out there are somewhat of the wild, wild west still. It's hard to find reliable work, and I found that in Melvin, and that's why I want to put my name on the line for him and his services, so people that stop by know that they are looking at a quality resource and a quality company. One of the things that there's a few different areas when designing a website or outsourcing it. One is you need a designer that's going to be able to pull your thoughts out of your head and get that onto a finished product on a website. And if you're just starting out in outsourcing, or even if you've had experience, that's going to be more difficult than you realize. It takes a lot of talent on the developer and programmer side to be able to extract those thoughts out of your head and to actually turn that into a workable design and website. And Melvin has an uncanny ability to do that. He'll go over kind of what you want, go through some questionnaires, kind of figure out what you're thinking, and then start doing some mock-ups. And then one thing that was really cool that he did, after the first few rough designs, was he'll actually sit down with you and do it for an hour or so over the internet, so you can watch him actually working while you're talking to him. And when we were doing it with my site, I think there was a lot of ahs and uhs, and I wasn't really sure. I couldn't quite articulate what I wanted. Okay, I got cut off there. As you can tell, I don't do a whole lot of these interview testimonials. Anyway, as I was saying, it was hard for me to articulate exactly what I wanted, but Melvin was able to throw out ideas and make changes right in front of me, through the internet. I'm in Arkansas, he's in California, and it worked like a charm. I was able to say, oh yeah, that's awesome, that works, or this doesn't, or I was kind of thinking this. And Melvin, as I mentioned earlier, has a really great ability to pull thoughts out of your head and get what you want. That's why he's gotten this far in business, and that's why he's got the reputation that he does, and that's why his company has great designs. So that was a really cool aspect of what he had to offer. Lastly, next was the SEO part of it, the platform that he works on, the plugins that he helps you install, all of that he really takes into account, the search engine optimization aspect. My site was getting about 5,000 page views a month when I came to him. 6 months later, I was getting 50,000, and that was through very little effort of my own. That was really just because we unleashed the power of a better platform better coding, just all around better design, better placement of links and that sort of thing. So you should definitely consider that when considering Melvin's company, because he's going to take all that into consideration. But yeah, I mean, just in general, for what Melvin charges and the quality of work that you get, you're not going to find anywhere else. I mean, I've convinced my dad on a couple projects used Melvin, so he's definitely getting repeat business from me, and that's saying a lot based on the number of providers that I've used on the internet. So I don't think you can go wrong. I think you should give it a shot at least, and try his company out and let him prove what he can do for you. And as I mentioned earlier, a lot of the other providers out there, you're not going to know what you get. I mean, I've used people on Elance or on these other places, and they all have really, really high feedback scores, but still it just turns into a nightmare of a situation. And some of that could have been attributed to me being wet behind the ears when I was doing it. I mean, you do need to have a clear understanding of what you want. Make sure that you're not the one that's going to screw up the working relationship. So you definitely need to know what you want and be able to articulate that as well as you can. But Melvin's definitely there to help out and pull those thoughts out of your head. So best of luck, and thanks. Okay, I wanted to comment on a couple other things. I've talked a little bit about Melvin's service and the technical aspects of it, and why for the price that he charges and the service that he does, why it's such an incredible deal. And I'm endorsing him for you to use his services. But I also wanted to comment on some of the other things that he's done. You can really tell he cares about his clients and customers, because there's been numerous instances where there's been a problem down the road with my site, not any cause of the work that he's done, stuff that I'd either messed up or just that happens with the site, where there'd been down or there'd been a problem. And he'll pick up the phone and call me. Sometimes I didn't even know there was a problem. And he'd call me or email me and was concerned and would help me get things back going. As this company becomes larger, I can't guarantee that he would be able to provide everyone that personal level of service like that. But as I've seen working with other companies and other businesses, almost without fail, the culture of a company is reflected by the owner. And so anybody that works for Melvin, as he grows his business, is probably going to carry on that same attitude and same level of concern and respect for his clients to help make sure that everything's going great for him. So, like I said, I highly recommend his service, and hope you give him a shot. Thanks. Bye.